for more videos.
Welcome back, everybody, to our Distant Worlds 2 Too Long Didn't Read tutorial. In the next 7 minutes, I'm going to run through the topics on the Empires tab, see what we can learn about that, so that you guys can listen, learn, and jump right in. Let's have a look today at the economy of the Empire. So we're going to find the Empire page either up here, or we're going to find it by clicking on the credits right here. It'll bring you to your Empire page. You can click here to read through all of the tour, but, you know, too long didn't read. So I'm going to walk you through it. We've got our total cash, the cash flow every year. These numbers are annual incomes. The bonus income from things like building private sector ships and stations. It's going to show your overall approval of all your colonies, war readiness of your empire, as well as the total population of your empire. This section is going to show us, with its little, almost invisible slide bar here, the state economy versus the private economy. So we're going to scroll down and look at the private economy. This is all the grease and the gears that make an empire run. We do not control this. The colonies, as they grow and increase their population and their quality, they will also increase their revenue. We tax that revenue, and we get our colony tax income. Again, down here is the annual expenses of things like the private ships. They maintain their own ships. They buy them from us. The colonies have to maintain themselves and pay for themselves as well. The private ship building has to happen, so they actually spend from this pool of money that the private sector has to build ships. The state economy is what we get our money from to do things like maintain our troops, maintain the facilities and buildings that we built around special facilities like government centers, and important things for us. Ships and base maintenance is going to be included in here for all the state sector level things, as well as we can use money to annually add to colony growth, as well as research boosts. Troop recruitment, as well as building buildings, one-time costs are going to be in here as well. Next thing we're going to go to is our Empire funding levels. So Empire funding levels is showing our income. We can have it reserve funds that get put into our stockpile of cash every year before anything else happens. You can turn this up and down here. I like to leave it at 0 early on. We're going to see our ship maintenance and our troop maintenance and all the rest, and as it's divided up, we can shuffle maintenance and stuff between those two. The big important thing to note here is your colony growth and your research. Money that's left over by the time you get down through your basic expenses can be attributed to either piling up in your war chest here, or it can go towards improving colony growth or research. So I could shuffle the difference. So this is whatever's left over, what percentage goes to improve research, and what percentage goes to grow my colonies faster. The next tab here is your maintenance costs. If you want to check up on what costs what, all of your ships are listed, the actual military combat ships, then all of the other state ships, and down here we're going to find the private sector ships. This next tab is government. It's going to show us both the government we have, and even more importantly, if I can get it to work, even more importantly, it's going to show you the empire-wide bonuses for all sources. So if you have a governor or a colony building or anything that's going to provide bonuses across different spectrums, you'll see them there. You can also click this button. This is where you're going to want to go if you want to switch to a different government. It's going to cause some problems for the short term, but that's how you do it. In the next tab, you can get your information on your leaders and other personages of importance in your empire. It's going to tell you all about them and what they're doing as well. This is also going to, if I could, let's pop that off there for a second so we can see this. So we could dismiss this leader. Right now his activities are automated. Most of them will be. He tells you where he is, but this is what I wanted to point out here. They have some of these that are just traits. So in this case, he is a good strategist, giving us nice 5% troop maintenance savings and military ship maintenance savings. Those are nice. But his construction research and his colony corruption reduction, both of these he can actually learn by doing and gain levels in it, thus improving the skill in that. He can also gain more traits as he goes. It'll tell you all about his location, where he's at, things that have happened to him, and where he can go from there. The last tab here is your policy settings. This is going to be an important one if you want to determine how much you get to control directly and how much the AI is going to do the job for you. You could go, for instance, to your research tab, and you're going to find some options where you can set manual or automated for research. So fully automate research, they will just pick the next thing and keep it researching for you in what the AI thinks is an intelligent way. You could also tell them they could crash research anytime they want, spending a bunch of cash to boost the speed of research being done. Good idea probably to learn to leave these both on manual. Another example might be your construction. If you go to construction here, you're going to see some extra options. So some things will just have manual or automatic. Some are going to have this suggest and execute or suggest. If you want to manually control fully, go there. If you want to automate everything and ignore it, go there. Otherwise, you can do two options. You can have them suggest. The AI will say, hey, here's an idea. Maybe you should build some more construction ships. And you can either do it or ignore them. On this setting, if you choose to ignore it and you don't answer when it pops up on the right here and says, would you like to build a construction ship? If you don't tell them, they'll just say, okay, we'll do it anyways. So you can kind of hands off and get the option to be almost present in the job. There's a whole lot of options here. I like this prioritize state ship in construction queues. It's really nice in docking queues and so on. So basically this, if you've got 15 ships that the private sector wants to build and you say, I really need to build 3 frigates right now, they'll bump them to the front of the line. I like that idea. A whole variety of different options as well. You can do all sorts of things, setting up different priorities and all sorts of nonsense. You can also set diplomatic stuff. I highly suggest you do not automate the diplomacy or it's going to run away with you and you just simply won't know what's going on and you'll sometimes feel out of control, right? There's all sorts of things for military, again, manual or otherwise. I'd highly suggest as many of these as you can stomach early on to set to manual. It's going to help you really learn a lot faster. There's your quick too long didn't read walkthrough of the Empires tab and related items. If you found the video helpful, please poke that like button on your way out and consider subscribing if you want more binge-worthy content. I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to all our amazing clan members and supporters. And as always, we'll see you in game.